He embodies virtue. For the past 5 months he has been my roommate. There has been absolutely no cause for concern. His only actions toward me have been love, service, presence, and assistance. His long marriage without love means he has never experienced the kind of love a woman can give. For what seemed like an eternity, he cared for his wife, convinced that God would do great things. He did, in fact, express his love for his wife. He acknowledged that, saying, "I know you have questions about that." I admire him more for keeping her a secret than for being forthright about her. Our efforts to ensure the safety of her and the children continue, and he is joining me in this. They get along swimmingly, though, because she works in his office. She's in a relationship as well. Some even go so far as to say that my affair was the reason I murdered Marcus in the hospital. In his conversation with you, Rodney Howard-Browne confused you with Jimmy. Doug was texting or emailing me, he informed Jimmy. He was never intimate with me. He embodies virtue. Up until we tied the knot, we avoided sexual relations. Falsely, he did not text me in January following Marcus's death. In November. Jonathan, you are correct. Unfortunately, word got out when Rodney informed more and more people. For an honest and decent man like yourself, that is the damage you have done to me. Just wanted to let you know that he's a good man. I'm your mom. For the past 5 months, he has been my roommate. There has been absolutely no cause for concern. His only actions toward me have been love, service, presence, and assistance. Plus, he has had a hard time seeing some of the things said and done about me in the past 5 months. That's important information for you to have. That is something you must grasp. God, I might be wrong about this. I have faith the Lord can reveal it to you if you are willing to be receptive. Silence is respectfully requested. Put your feet up. The things I'm telling you will come to pass when the time comes. As you can see, I am always content. If that's the case, then the strongest proof will be presented. Nothing but love for my children and grandkids has come from him. An enormous scandal has broken out over allegations of an affair between marriage counselor Doug Weiss and actress Joni Lamb. It is said that Doug's marriage ended due to the affair. Many feel the church's reputation has taken a hit because of this scandal, and many believe that Joni and Doug are being hypocritical as a result. The more we learn, the more worried we are about transparency, accountability, and Daystar's handling of the situation. A lot of people are wondering how this will affect the future of the network and the individuals in control now. Worldwide, Christians have been shocked by the accusations against Doug Weiss and Joni Lamb. Rumor has it that Doug's marriage ended due in large part to his friendship with Joni, who was married at the time. Before Doug filed for a divorce in early 2022, he and his wife had been married for over 30 years. His reputation as a marriage counselor has grown. His connection with Joni, a prominent Christian figure, is viewed by some as highly immoral. Many find it deeply troubling that a marriage counselor would resort to such extreme measures to end his own marriage. It appears that Doug's actions are not always in line with his work image, which is centered around his relationship skills and faithfulness. Since Doug's marriage ended at a time when Joni was in need of emotional support from him, many believe that their friendship contributed to the dissolution of his marriage. Also, Joni's decision-making abilities in this case are questionable. As a prominent figure in the Christian community, she is held in high regard by her peers. Her reputation has taken a hit due to accusations that she is hypocritical in light of the alleged affair. A lot of people are trying to figure out how she can keep leading Daystar with dignity. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence against Doug Weiss is the fact that he was a Daystar cast member during his divorce. Despite his highly publicized split, Doug was seen on TV wearing his wedding ring and talking about his wife and kids. Some have even gone so far as to accuse them of being hypocritical and dishonest. It is widely believed that Doug wore his wedding ring even though his marriage was in disarray in an effort to maintain a positive public image. His focus seemed to be on maintaining a certain image rather than being forthright with his audience. Since being trustworthy and honest is a requirement of Doug's job as a marriage counselor, his behavior is particularly troubling. Concerns regarding Joni's reaction to Doug's appearance on the show also persist. Despite their closeness, she pretended to be unaware of his private issues. Even more damaging to their credibility is the claim that Joni and Doug were deliberately misleading their audience. Joni and Doug have claimed that their relationship is morally acceptable so that they can control the story. They believe God orchestrated their marriage and that they are fulfilling His will for their lives. A lot of people are angry and doubtful about this response, though. Some argue that the principles of the Bible cannot justify their relationship, which began in an unsavory manner. Many have accused Doug of immorality and cheating since he began spending significant time with Joni while he was still married. There are many who believe their actions contradict biblical teachings on marriage and faithfulness. People are starting to question Daystar's commitment to following the Bible in light of this situation. Since Daystar is a Christian network, its viewers anticipate that its hosts will uphold strong moral principles. However, due to the leader's recent actions, viewers have begun to doubt these standards and have consequently lost faith in the program. Over the controversy surrounding Joni and Doug, the church's reputation took a major hit. Opponents of their actions claim that they bring disgrace upon Christians and tarnish God's reputation. Joni and Doug have harmed the church's authority by portraying their relationship in a virtuous light, even though their actions appear to contradict biblical teachings. Worries regarding the condition of Christian leadership have also grown in response to this event. Many feel that churchgoers are losing trust because leaders like Joni and Doug aren't held to account. The need of leaders being forthright and honest is becoming more apparent as more details emerge. Despite his March 2022 divorce, Doug continued to wear his wedding ring and spoke about his wife and children on Daystar's set. This action has led others to accuse him of lying, which has severely damaged his credibility. For many, Doug's behavior is nothing more than an effort to fool those around him into thinking he is a wonderful parent and husband. A lot of people are furious about this and want someone to pay for it. As a marriage counselor, Doug finds it particularly distressing that people don't trust him due to his behavior. According to Joni, she frequently answers Doug's calls regardless of whether her family is present. Her priorities and devotion to her family have come into question as a result of this. Critics of her actions say they reveal an unhealthy emotional intimacy between her and Doug, which is problematic given their circumstances. Others have pointed out that this conduct is egocentric. It was only fair that Joni prioritize her family given her roles as a mom and grandma. However, her actions give the impression that she may have been more concerned with maintaining her friendship with Doug, which further damages her reputation. The public views Joni and Doug's issues as evidence that they do not adhere to religious principles. Many feel their actions contradict biblical teachings on faithfulness, honesty, and marriage. A lot of people are furious about this and want someone to pay for it. Joni and Doug are respected leaders in the Christian community, and their followers look to them to set a good example. Their actions damage the church's credibility, and as a result, their followers no longer have faith in them. Quite a few people disagree with Joni when she says her relationship with Doug is sacred. Their detractors argue that their actions are in direct opposition to the teachings of the Bible, and that their assertions of divine intervention provide no satisfactory explanation. This has enraged and skepticism among many. Also, Joni's decision-making abilities in this case are questionable. As a prominent figure in the Christian community, she is held in high regard by her peers. She claims her relationship with Doug is sacred, which makes people distrust her. People are now demanding that she retire because of this. The issues surrounding Joni and Doug have highlighted the necessity of holding church leaders accountable. Many feel that the lack of transparency and honesty from church leaders, like Joni and Doug, is causing members to lose trust in the organization. Worries regarding the condition of Christian leadership have also grown in response to this event. The need of leaders being forthright and honest is becoming more apparent as more details emerge. Those who are opposed to Joni and Doug's actions will not remain silent. Many have exposed their corruption and deceit, calling for accountability and transparency from them. Daystar and the Christian community at large have been the target of numerous criticisms and demands for reform in response to this. The situation involving Joni Lamb and Doug Weiss serves as a clear reminder of the critical importance of leaders being forthright and honest. From the alleged affair to the attempts to portray their relationship as holy, the entire situation has harmed Daystar's and the Christian community's reputation. The moral of the story is that unethical behavior leads to negative consequences. In your opinion, what's the next step? Is it fair to hold Doug and Joni accountable for their actions? Join the conversation and express your opinions. If we band together, we can see that those responsible are brought to justice.